Italy's tourism industry is having more than just a moment, it's a full-blown renaissance. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and go beyond the usual postcards. We're diving into the powerful numbers, the one-of-a-kind experiences, and some truly surprising innovations. From gigantic cruise ships to, believe it or not, tropical farms that are all shaping its future.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we'll hit the hard data to see just how big this is. Then we'll get into the unique, authentic experiences that travelers are really hungry for. After that, we'll look at how nature itself is being reimagined. And finally, we'll explore the new digital frontier of Italian tourism. To really wrap your head around Italy's tourism boom, you've got to start with the numbers. And as you're about to see, they paint a crystal clear picture of a country that is an undisputed leader on the world stage. Let's just kick things off with a number that is massive. Italy is on track to welcome over 15 million cruise passengers in 2025. Now, this isn't just some new record, it's a huge signal of the country's magnetic pull as a maritime destination. It's really cementing its top-dog status in Europe.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This data shows us that Italy isn't just another pretty stop on a Mediterranean cruise, it's the anchor of the whole operation. It commands over 60% of all port calls. It handles nearly half of all the times people get on or off the ships. I mean, that makes it the absolute operational hub for the entire region. No question.
And get this dominance isn't just because of one or two big cities. Italy has an incredible 9 ports in the Mediterranean's top 20. Just look at Civitavecchia, which is the main port for Rome. It's number 2 in the whole Med, right behind Barcelona, handling almost 3.5 million people all by itself.
But hey, it's not just about the sheer number of people, right? It's also about value. The luxury tourism sector, all on its own, pulled in over 9 billion euros in 2024. And here's the really important part. That high-end market is growing at over 9% a year. That's almost twice as fast as the rest of the hotel industry. So you have to ask yourself, what's driving these incredible numbers? Well, it's this growing hunger for something deeper, something more than just a quick selfie for a postcard. Travelers today, they want a real, authentic connection to Italy, and whole new ways of thinking about hospitality are popping up to meet that demand.
And right at the heart of this trend is a uniquely Italian invention, the albergo diffuso. You could call it a diffused hotel. It is a genius idea, where basically an entire historic village is the hotel.
This model is so much more than just a place to sleep. It's a whole philosophy. It brings old villages back to life by fixing up buildings that are already there, not by building new ones. It plugs guests right into the local community, with local artists and farmers. It offers that genuine live-like-a-local feel that is not only sustainable, but also deeply, deeply authentic.
And this desire for authenticity, it's also fueling the huge rise of slow tourism. We're talking about nearly 200,000 people walking Italy's historic trails last year. And it's not just foreigners. As this chart shows, a huge chunk of these walkers are Italians themselves, mostly from the north, who are rediscovering their own country in this really profound, slow-paced way. And you know, that search for an unforgettable, authentic experience has made Italy the absolute queen of wedding tourism. I mean, over 15,000 foreign weddings in just 1 year. Couples don't just want a pretty background for their photos. They want to immerse themselves and their guests in real Italian culture, food, and life. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and explore one of the most fascinating stories happening in Italy right now. It's this dynamic and honestly surprising relationship between tourism, nature, and adapting to a changing climate.
Agritourism, that perfect blend of farming and hospitality, is a sector where Italy just excels. Its value jumped over 15% in a single year, and that's largely driven by a growing wave of international visitors who are looking for an authentic taste of rural life.
Now, in what feels like an incredible plot twist, climate change is totally reshaping Italy's farms. What was once seen as a major challenge is now turning into a huge opportunity. Sicily, with its getting warmer and warmer, is becoming Europe's go-to garden for tropical fruits. They're even growing coffee in the hills near Palermo. Coffee! And if you're wondering why farmers are making this pivot, well, the economics make it a total no-brainer. A farmer who used to sell a crate of lemons for maybe €5 can now sell a crate of mangoes for €50. That's a tenfold increase. This isn't just adapting, it's a complete economic game changer. And this isn't just some local fluke either. Experts see what's happening in Sicily as a blueprint, a model that could spread all across southern Italy. We could be watching a whole new agricultural identity being born for the entire region. All right, for our last chapter, let's talk tech. We're going to look at how technology is shaping the future of travel in Italy and how that presents both these huge opportunities and a really critical need for digital integrity.
Well, the digital shift is pretty much complete. Over 70% of Italians are now using digital tools to book their trips, and that number jumps to over 80% for the youngest generation. Going online isn't the alternative anymore, it's the standard.
So this brings us to a really important question. We all know technology makes booking a flight or hotel room super easy, super convenient. But can that same tech be used to make tourism smarter, more sustainable, and just better for everyone involved?
And it turns out travelers are saying yes loud and clear. They see real potential for technology to be a force for good. They think AI could help manage those crazy crowds in popular spots. They believe tech can help them make more conscious, sustainable choices. And they love that apps can help them find those incredible off-the-beaten-path destinations.
But of course, with all this digital opportunity comes the need for digital trust. You've got to be able to believe what you read online, right? Recognizing this, Italy has taken a really groundbreaking step. It's introduced a new law that actually penalizes people who create or pay for fake online reviews. It's a huge move to protect the integrity of its businesses and make sure travelers can trust what they see. So, when you put it all together, what you see is that Italy has become so much more than just a top travel destination. From the albergo diffuso concept to tropical farming and these pioneering digital laws, it's now a living, breathing laboratory for the future of tourism. And that leaves us with a final thought. As Italy keeps innovating and pushing the boundaries, what will the rest of the world end up learning from its journey?